The following is a training video for installing the QuickTie system in wood frame buildings. Each QuickTie consists of a galvanized wire rope cable with threaded studs swedged to each end. The QuickTie is completed with a plate washer and nut on the upper end. There's nothing complicated about the installation tools either. Most items are already part of an installer's equipment. For a complete list of recommended tools, see our website at www.quicktieproducts.com. The simplified engineering and minimal tool requirements mean that a site can be completed in about half the time of traditional tie-down systems. QuickTies for each job are boxed with a detailed set of instructions and blowout remediation procedures. Installation begins with the drawings and the set of custom-made QuickTies. Typical installation details can be found on our website at www.quicktieproducts.com or call 1-800-397-5542. Installers should become familiar with the plan symbols and legend, the most important notes and most important details on the drawings before beginning the installation. When you're ready to begin, mark off the QuickTie locations on the sole plates as shown on the drawings. Directly above each mark on the sole plate, drill a feeder hole up through the center of the top plate. In a multi-story project, continue to drill holes up through consecutive plates on each floor. After drilling the hole in the uppermost top plate, you're ready to thread the QuickTie through the feeder holes below. Beginning on the top floor, insert the threaded stud down through the hole drilled into the top plate. By drilling holes directly one above the other, you should now have a nearly vertical and continuous path for the installation. However, the QuickTie can accommodate an out-of-plumb deviation of up to 8 inches per floor. It's important to note that when first installing the QuickTie, the top threaded stud end should be flush with the top of the nut. The threading should not be visible until the tightening process begins. Feed the QuickTie down through each floor until it hangs loosely near the positioning mark on the sole plate. The next step is to prepare the anchor hole. Begin the hole for the bottom anchor by drilling into the sole plate. Then, using a masonry bit, finish the hole into the concrete. Refer to the instruction sheet packed with the QuickTies for appropriate dimensions. The position of the center of the stud should be 2 1/4 inch from the outside face of the concrete for minimum edge distance on exterior walls, or centered on the sole plate for interior walls. The anchor hole must be prepared for the epoxy. Although the process is simple, each step is extremely important to the effective installation of the QuickTie system. The installer should wear a mask for this step. Clean the dust out of the drilled hole by blowing it out with compressed air. Next, scour the hole with a nylon epoxy brush several times. Blow any remaining dust out one more time with another gust of compressed air. Once the hole is cleaned out, check to make sure the depth of the hole is at least as deep as indicated in the installation instructions measured from the top of the sole plate. The easiest way to confirm this is to use the QuickTie itself. Insert the loose end of the QuickTie into the hole. The threaded stud end should not rest on the bottom of the hole, and 1 inch or less of the stud should be visible above the top of the sole plate. If the QuickTie bottoms out and more than 1 inch of the stud is visible, drill the hole deeper. Then clean the anchor hole again by blasting with compressed air, scrubbing with the epoxy brush, and finishing with another gust of compressed air. Screw the special mixing nozzle onto the epoxy cartridge system. using either a manual or pneumatic injection tool. Fill the anchor hole about half full with epoxy. Insert the loose end of the quick tie into the epoxy in the hole. Fully inserting the threaded stud should displace enough epoxy so that it rises above the top of the sole plate and is clearly visible. This will completely encapsulate the threads up to the top of the sole plate. Twist the quick tie back and forth until it is as straight as possible. There should be no slack in the wire rope cable. A slack quick tie looks and feels loose. Once again, confirm that less than 1 inch of the quick tie stud is visible above the top of the sole plate. And now the epoxy must fully cure. Cure rates will vary depending upon temperature conditions. Refer to the tables on the epoxy cartridge for appropriate curing times. After the epoxy has cured, check the epoxy installation in the sole plate. All quick ties should be firmly anchored and there should be no evidence of the quick tie stud backing out, withdrawing, or floating up from the epoxy bed. Finally, tighten the quick tie nut at the top of the uppermost top plate until the wire rope cable is just snug. Use a vice grip on the stud to keep the quick tie from spinning. At this point, the quick tie is slightly tensioned and a small portion of the top stud will be visible. Complete the tensioning by tightening the nut according to the enclosed installation instructions and the dimensions noted on the tag attached to the quick tie. The final visible dimension of the top stud will equal what was visible when it was snugged plus the dimension noted on the quick tie tag. A final check of each quick tie and the installation is complete. It's ready for the inspector and you're on to the next job. The quick tie system is the practical answer to job site scheduling and productivity. And the made-to-order feature of the quick tie system means you'll never come up short on the job. You have a perfect fit every time. It meets model building codes with fewer components and faster install times than traditional products. Quick tie. The name says it all.